Welcome to What's Going On Live. And I got to tell you all, it is a beautiful feeling to be live, to be coming to you guys. So this is live. Now, like I said, my first week, I had my special guest. I had my brother, Joe Subel's in the building. Wait. I'm not worthy.
Cut it out.
I'm not worthy. You're working on some newer stuff. You got some stuff coming up, and I know you want to get that out there to the people. I hear the chat room, first of all, is crowded. And I'm going to talk to them. Look, they're in the building. What's up, guys? What's happening, man? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Hello. No, that's a great looking TV. That's how they just got ousted out. But after being there for 2-3 days, oh man, the best pizza I had in the world was from Afghanistan.
So Ray's Pizza is definitely off the
Oh man, that Afghanistan pizza is unbelievable.
I know Afghanistan. Welcome to another episode of What's Going On. We're live at FRP TV. Once again, you know what to expect every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. You expect Big Murph to bring you some special guests, some people that you know and love, some people you heard of, some people you might not have heard of, but you're going to hear about them today. You're going to find out what they're doing. If you heard about them and haven't heard in a while, I'm going to bring it to you. I'm going to bring them to you. They're going to tell you what's going on. They're going to tell you the skinny about everything that's going on with them. But you know what? I got to say this. If you haven't done so already, please tell all your friends to check out frplive.tv and check out all the shows. A whole bunch of programs up there, whole bunch of things up there you might not know about. But if you check the website, you'll see something you might like and latch on to it, like latching on to my show, right? So thank you for tuning in. Welcome. And for those of you tuning in, please go into the chat room. My special guest, my brother Red Alert, is in the building. And please get some questions ready for him because he said he got his thinking cap on and he's ready to answer questions for y'all. So, Red, my brother, welcome, man. How you doing, man?
What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. It's a pleasure to have you up here, man. It's an honor, first of all.
Man, listen, man. From the neighborhood, man.
You see, that's what I'm talking about.
As is.
Oh, man. See?
As is.
Oh, man.
What more can I say?
You know what? I'm blessed. I'm blessed. You know what? I'm blessed because in growing up, you know, I watch a lot of these artists perform.
Yes.
So I'm like, I'll never get to see them. I'll hear them on radio. I'll hear them on the records. I'll play the record. I'll never, ever get a chance to see them. And I'm like, if I ever got a chance to do what I would like in terms of radio or even the option or the ability to be able to bring music on the airwaves,
Yes.
I'm playing the music that was a soundtrack to my growing up. And I got a chance to do that. And I said, okay, that wasn't just enough. I wanted to meet the people that did it so I could say thank you. And I started getting that opportunity to meet these legends. And I'm like, wow. And then to just run into you and meet you and can call you my brother. I'm like, I'm blessed, man. I got to thank the Lord, man, because
not a problem, man.
this
You
is a
know,
blessing.
we here, man.
Right,
That's the
right,
whole fact, man.
right.
What's going on?
I'm good, man. I mean, you know what? This should be your show. You should interview
Nah,
yourself.
man, no way in the world, man. No, I'm just right here with you, man. I'm in your living room, man.
Oh, man, you know what? That's what it's like. This is the living room. We
Yeah.
got out. You see, people don't have see the drinks. The drinks are, you know, they there. They just can't see
That's
them.
okay. I get to
Yeah.
it later on.
Yeah, we get that later on.
Uh-huh.
Yo, that's not for y'all.
Hiccup juice.
Hiccup juice. Yep. That brown water, you know, or the clear water, whatever one you choose.
Okay.
But you know, it's been a long time in terms of your career. You know, from going back into the days. Now, I saw something not too long ago where it was DJ Enough. It was you and it was Funk Flex.
Yes.
And I'm gonna throw a name at you that I think Enough threw a name. Oh no, you threw the name at Enough, but I remembered the name, and I think it was man. What was the guy's name? You said he asked you, when did you fall in love with the music and with DJing? And you had mentioned a person's name who had a great sound system.
Yeah, There was a person by the name of Otis.
Otis, right? That was it.
Yeah, a person by the name of Otis. I grew up in Colonial Projects,
Right.
which is now known as Ralph J. Rango Houses.
Okay.
You know, if you all want to know what I'm talking about up in Harlem, the upper part of Harlem, right behind the pole grounds is the Shorter Projects.
Right.
That's where I grew up at,
Okay.
you know, for about 15 years. I'm
Right.
originally from down lower Manhattan,
Okay.
lower part of Harlem, 111th Street.
Okay.
But with my grandparents, I was up there in Colonial
Okay.
/ now Ralph J. Rango.
Right.
And during the time in the little section where they call the Hill, there was, you know, the building 48, and on the second floor was my man Otis. He was known for playing the music.
Right.
And he had a mean sound system, so we used to always go up under his window and we could look up and he had mounted on the walls the state of the art at that time.
Right.
You know, he had the speakers mounted on the wall.
Right.
He had the reels and everything.
Right.
The sounds was crispy clean. I like, wow.
And that was back in the days, Crispy Clean sounds, man.
Oh man, it meant something. No, that
Wow.
high five.
Ooh, that's when you with the steak face. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
That's a
definitely.
good feeling. And then, and so the love for that caused you to do what? Because I remember, and if I'm saying this correctly, you know sneaking into the club and you had to put on your brother's clothes and make it look
Yes,
like. Oh man, boy.
Yes, respect to my older brother.
Right.
You know, he's one of the first members under Mr. Homebell Rucker, right along with Bob McCullough, Fred
Right.
Crawford, Bruce Sprague, and they call him Ernesto.
Okay.
Ernie. And he was a person that was fashionable, and I always look up to him. If it wasn't basketball, it was the fashion, the
Right.
style, and everything.
Right.
So when I was trying to see what's going on,
Right.
I go right in his closet, pulling out the Quarterfield, pulling out the Italian knits.
There you go.
Pulling out, and then this baggy on
You was
me.
AJ Lester before AJ Lester, right?
Man,
you
listen.
know it.
And I was just put it on. I
Right,
go sneak
right.
down there, and I was about 19 at the time.
Wow.
19, and they always noticed that I was the baby face,
Right.
and they look at me, they just smile. But they allowed me a couple of times, but they must have watched me, either security or whoever it is watching me. They saw that I wasn't going near the bar.
Right.
I wasn't trying to indulge
Right.
in the middle of the crowd.
Right.
I was just there and stand in front of the DJ.
Right.
And just stand there. Until after a while it became annoying. They say, okay, let them on in. Where
Yeah,
you going?
yeah,
You
yeah.
going to your favorite spot?
There you go.
And then there's sometimes they used to come and tease
Right,
me
right.
like, you want to drink? I said,
Nah.
no, we just kidding. We just testing you. We
I'm
just testing you.
absorbing. I'm not drinking. You know?
No, so we're going to get you a soda.
There you
Here.
go, there you
so
go.
I got free soda
Oh,
all
see,
night.
there you go. There you go. That's a commercial now. You can whatever soda was, you can call them up and say, "Look, I used to do your like with when Run DMC with the Adidas, man.
Right.
You was a soda man back
I
then.
was soda man,
You know,
and I'll
stay away
just
from
sit
that
there
bar.
and I'll just watch all the DJs
Right.
at that time.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now if you look when you look back, and I know you remember your first set of equipment. What was it?
Well, it wasn't nowhere near professional.
Right.
But it was not even a DJ set,
Okay.
but it was set up to do a party.
Right.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
I used to be in this program called the Upward Bound program. You ever
Okay.
heard of that
I
program?
heard of Upper Bound.
Upward Bound program is a program where you spend time in the summer living on college campus while
Right.
you were in high school
Right.
and doing your junior and senior year.
Right.
You living on campus doing preparation
Right.
for when you time for you to go to college.
See, now I got the explanation for it. I heard of it, but I never knew that's what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
right.
So it was like 4 different ones. There was one Fordham University,
Okay.
Columbia University, Queens College, LIU, and also Stony Brook.
Okay.
But I stayed at the one in Fordham.
Okay.
'Cause I went up to DeWitt Clinton High School.
Right. Right.
So during the summertime, I was staying there, and a friend of mine, by the name of Roosevelt, we learned how to connect our stereo system together.
Okay.
So, he had a stereo, I had a stereo, we put it all in one.
Right.
And we hooked up where it was the turntables, one in the phono and the other in the auxiliary. So when people used to always come by the room, they used to always hear us jamming.
Right, right.
But we had a collection of records,
Right.
from home and everything. And we had the speakers at all 4 corners.
Oh.
So they do a party.
Yeah.
So we did the party in the hall. And what we did, we hooked it up and then what we did, we was DJing. But now remember, we don't have no mixer.
Right. Right.
We don't have, we can cue.
Right.
We just always learn for some way, somehow, when one record was dying out, we just would click on to the next one. But everybody kept jamming.
Right.
And that was my first set I could consider.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And the reason why I asked you that because even when back in the days when I first started out doing, they didn't have this equipment like they have now. See, people don't see this state of the art
No.
equipment.
No.
Where you can now on your phones you can videotape. Some people can now do a full documentary with their cell phone. Back then, man, you was lugging these big old cameras, and you was lucky if you had a friend that might have had a camera.
The advancement of time.
Right.
That's what it is. So what I had learned at that point in time, when we learned to make something out of nothing,
Right.
taking a home stereo set and making it as an entertainment system for
Right.
everybody.
Right.
And that's what we did. And then that's when after I left from there, graduated, I went and did a year and a half in Hampton.
Okay.
And then I started learning more about the equipment.
Okay.
And when I came back, that's when I started seeing other DJs was doing the same thing.
Now, when you started doing parties, what was your face like the first time you saw your name on a flyer?
Oh man, I felt so big.
Oh,
you
man.
couldn't tell me nothing, man. That head was out of here.
Wait, you had flyers to give away. You held on to all of them. Nah, I ain't giving these either, man. Man, it's just me and my name's on these.
Man, it meant something so much.
Wow.
I mean, I was very proud. And at that time, that's when it was just me and my cousin. Excuse me, my cousin
Right.
Jazzy.
Okay.
Jazzy J. You know, that's the person who I taught the basics.
Okay.
And we was doing parties together at first, you know.
Okay.
And then when
Wow.
he left from Manhattan, him and the family moved up to Bronx River.
Right.
The first person that acknowledged him was, rest in peace, Disco King Mario.
Oh, okay.
Up in Soundview, because my cousin Jazz made friends with a person by the name of Little Sundance.
Okay.
In Soundview. So, you know, he said, yo, bring him on. Because at that time, my aunt bought my cousin his first set of turntables
Okay.
and mixer. So he practiced in at home. He made friends with a person, and they put him on. So he said, Mario, yo, Mario, bring him over here. When he started DJing for Mario, now mind, he living in Bronx River. Africa Bambaataa started hearing about somebody that's down with Mario because they was rivals.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So he said, who that little guy that's over there with Mario? He said, yo, that's the guy that's just moving the project. Bambaataa said, well, what he's doing over there? He need to be with us. So he went and got Mario.
Right.
I mean, he went and got Jazzy from Mario. And that's when, you know, he came over. That's when my cousin said, yo, can you put my cousin down? And that's how I came in.
Wow. And you know, and talking about, you know, different sides of the fence, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna come out. We'll talk about different sides of the fence and how things, you know, between BDP and the Juice Crew, how that whole thing, you know, went down. So let's do this. Let's take a break and come back. We're live up here at FRP TV. I got my brother in the house, DJ Red Alert. And, of course, you're checking out what's going on. I'm Big Murph, just in case you don't know. But we'll be right back. If the crack staff got something set up for me, let's do that. Because they dig in the crates, and we find some stuff, and we show you.
We slipping Mickeys, huh?
Yeah, we slip Mickeys on the TV. And that way,
Ooh.
you know, yeah.
Ooh.
So let's pull up one of these Mickeys we done found, all right? We'll be right back.
The bridge is over. Oh, man.
The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Bye-bye. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Hey. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Bye-bye. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. You see me
A
coming.
record that was an answer to MC Shan because there was a group formed under the name 2316 or something like that. And the name of the song is called Success is the Word. That was on Sleeping Bag Records. It was presented to Mr. Magic, rest in peace. He dissed not only the record, but he also dissed the group. So now, MC Shan, who come under the behalf of Marley Marl, part of the Juice Crew, had came out with a song called The Bridge.
You love to hear the story again and again of how it all got started way back when. The monument is right in your face. Sit and listen for a while to the name of the place. The bridge.
They didn't actually say hip-hop started in Queens, but they were saying in their own terms the place to be. The members of 2316 that made Success is the Word, they went and got signed to Rock Candy Records and formed themselves at Boogie Down Production. We talking about Scott LaRock, rest in peace, and KRS-One. When they heard The Bridge and they see this affiliation with Magic, they said, oh, we're going after them. So they went in the studio and recorded South Bronx. In return, MC Shan came with a record answer to South Bronx called Kill That Noise. And that's when they went ahead and presented and made this song called The Bridge is Over.
What's the matter with your MC Marley Marl? Don't you know that he's out of touch? What's the matter with your DJ MC Shan? On the wheels of steel, Marlin sucks.
I was building a relation with Boogie Down Production. I was friends with Scott LaRock from before because we knew each other for a long period of time. They told me they were going to go up in the studio, Power Play in Queens. Power Play is not too far from the location of Queensbridge Projects. They say, Red, we want you to come to the studio. We want you to do that slogan that you're known for that year. And everybody know me for doing it in a long, drawn-out way. So when I came on in, I did it. And at one take, boom, right there. Then they put out the record, and that really caused a stir. The minute after I finished playing that, everybody talked about it. And the track was clever because it had the Caribbean elements in it. The lyrics that KRS-One was saying, he was going after them, was the kind of dominating at that time. And then actually buried the Juice Crew, because Juice Crew made history. Even though they was on the competitive team, because Magic was on one station, I was on another station. If Marley made some good songs, I'm gonna play it. One thing got nothing to do with the other. I mean, I always try and keep my ear tuned to what was going on. I mean, that's my job, as to not entertain, but also introduce and educate. The day when I first played South Bronx, and then followed with The Bridge Is Over, I think I kept it authentic for what hip hop was always a part of. The heydays of when people were trying to see who the best MC, who the best DJs, who the best breakdancers. I brought that MC element to radio to show how you could continue the competition. But it was for the fun though. The whole thing was fun. It was all on the microphone, all about the microphone. It's all about, the lyrics, who sound better, who they would say in the street terms, who demolished who. That's what it was.
I say, the bridge is over, the bridge is over. Bye-bye. The bridge is over, the bridge is over. Hey, hey, the bridge is over, the bridge is over. Bye-bye. The bridge is over.
Yes,
the bridge is
indeed.
over.
You know what?
Yes,
We're back.
the-
I got to say this. You've been in this a long time.
Yes.
You've seen the evolution of battles from then and how it's, I would say it developed to what it is now. And I made a comment when we was talking about, the songs, and like back then, nobody went into the club and shot the person who was dissing them. Mm-hmm. It was actually a battle.
Right.
Nowadays, it's a little different. Talk about that.
Well, the mentality, I think, is way different.
Right.
It had advanced in a, not totally in the wrong way, but
Right.
it took it in some direction where they feel they had to bring muscle into it, had to bring the ego more into
Right.
it. The ego always been there to
Right.
show who's better than who,
Right.
but they took it a little further and it went left where it was unnecessary.
Right, right.
And we don't know the reason why,
Right.
I mean, same thing where in sports in the past. I know in sports you always have fist fights.
Right.
But it was like who was better whatever sport it was.
Right.
Unless it's boxing. Yeah, you gonna box
Right,
it out.
right.
But if you better than that person in sports, the same thing gotta be within in entertainment.
Right.
Who's a better artist? Who's a better dancer?
Right.
Who's a better musician?
Right.
I mean, let's keep it like that. You
Right.
don't have to take it any further than that.
Something that you said during that piece that was, to me, it was real important. It's like, you was about the music and getting the music out. So
Right.
if factions were warring, you had a friend in this group and a friend in this group, and if it's good music, your job was to get the music out to the masses.
Yes, Just like I was saying, big up to my man Marley Marl.
Right.
He made some great songs.
Right.
Produced some great songs for some of his artists. Juice Crew and many others. So just because he's on a competitive station, that don't mean that I should not play the songs that he produced.
Right, right,
I'm gonna play them.
right, right.
If anything, if he my competition, then I'm gonna use the ammunition that he created.
Exactly.
Against
him.
Why not?
That's like the little guy using the big guy's body weight against him. It's like you got to take what you can get and
but
make
I
it
had
work.
fun playing them,
Right.
And even to this day, Marley and I be good friends.
And talk about it. See, and that's the thing I talk about in terms of a brotherhood. A lot of these young kids out here today will never understand what it means to sit back 30 years from now and talk to somebody that you grew up with and still be friends with them, because they're killing each other. There's the smallest thing, why are you looking at me? Why are you stepping on my shoe? Why you walk this way? Why you got that color on? Why you this? And to me, it's bothersome because you never, ever get a chance to build a relationship or love for your brother. And I always say like this: if I'm going to tell you that I love you and I see you doing something wrong, I'm putting my arm around you and I'm bringing you upstairs. I'm not going to sit up there and wait till something happens to you and then I'm at your funeral talking about, oh, man, I wish I had another minute to talk to you, tell you how I feel about you. You had that opportunity.
And it's funny you say that, because there's some people, and come on, let's face it, we all know about people that
Right.
we know very close that could be either who grew up with you or either a family member that
Right.
had been incarcerated.
Exactly.
There's somebody that just came home not long ago, and they had a get-together for his birthday,
Right.
for his coming home party. And then the brother said to me, he said, Red, guys that we came up with, that we probably had a beef with, and we older, man, we look at each other, man, we need better alone, man.
Right.
Don't do that no more,
Right.
man. That's the past, man.
Right.
Leave that alone.
Right.
When we was younger, we had a different mindset,
Right.
but now we older, man.
Right.
For what
Right.
reason?
Listen, I remember growing up playing basketball, man, and we elbowing each other, and we might even get to a fist fight. But tomorrow we talked about it. Yo, man, you got me good. Yeah, but Murph, you got me in the eye, you know? But you talked about it.
Right.
You know, you was able to live the next day and talk about it. You might even go out and say, let's go get a soda or something, or juice, whatever. You know, or let's play again tomorrow. But nowadays, you know, you see it on the court. A person will go up there, you elbow me. And the next thing you know, he's going to his car, he's coming back, he's going to shoot you. You know, and it's like, for what? And I've seen young ladies out there say, you just wait till my man come home because he done been in jail. And I'm like, whoa, what kind of mentality is that?
We're in a different time period.
It is.
Like I said, some of that was taking place in the past.
Right,
but
right.
it just escalated greater than what it is
Right.
in the past.
And now it's given a lot of people who didn't have that courage to be bad now because of social media.
Oh, man, the viral world will make you become bigger than what you think you are.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, remember, there's at one point in time, the only three things we had in communication in the world was three things: a television, a radio, and a phone.
Right.
Now you have multiple parts of communication.
Right.
So put it this way, anything that you use as far as social media is concerned is the reflection of who you are.
Right.
However you project yourself is a
Right.
reflection of who you are.
Exactly.
So that's what it all comes down to.
And that's why I said with my show, I've always, if I didn't want my kids to see that, I'm not going to have nobody else's kids to be entertained by what I consider garbage. You know, so if my kids ain't gonna see it, I'm not gonna bring it out to your kids. You know, and some people, you know, have gone with the dollar to be their, you know, this deciding factor as to what they put out there. You know, if it's gonna give them $1, they don't care what it is. You know, and like the programming that we see today, you know, I don't see, or we don't see any more positive women's shows out there. Every woman program out there or reality show is calling you out of your name. And I'm like this. So tomorrow, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lobby to give every last one of them a check and just write it out to B, because that's all y'all calling each other.
And you know, I'm very surprised, and I'm not surprised because in today's time, even on regular TV, you're hearing certain statements and certain words
Right.
that you would never ever expect.
Right.
And that goes to show you how advanced and loosely they allowing certain things. Now, I always heard about certain things like that take place in other countries.
Right.
But it's becoming more and more loose here.
Right.
So, you know, it's how you got to regulate it.
Right. And I say that to say this. We're bringing it back now to the music and how the change in music from turntables and wax to now everybody's digital. You
Right.
know, and I heard Flex say something about the speed of these DJs now and trying to just get through things instead of trying to like really understanding what it is that they're
The
doing.
word earning got cut out. Nobody want to learn how to earn.
Right.
Nobody want to learn how to build. They just instant gratification. They
Right.
want it now.
Right.
Because that's what we live in. Everything is fast.
Right.
Fast. You know, what they call it microwave stage.
Yeah.
You know, they want it quick.
Right.
You know, they don't want to take time to build. They got to get right to the point.
Right.
You know, spontaneous.
You know, and one of the elements that's been taken out, which kind of caused a lot of people to become more hungry, and that is carrying records, carrying crates,
Yes.
you know, and actually learning under a great DJ. You know, somebody you look up to and say, wow, you know, man, guess whose records I carried today, man? Guess whose
Right.
crates? And not only would I carry his crates, but I watched him do his thing, and I'm learning in the process. Where did that go?
Well, put it this way. We can't knock the present audience that look at the DJs as well, become people that become DJs. They did not live that past.
Right.
So they don't know what it feel like.
Right.
They only see what's presented in front of them.
Right.
But what I always learn is this. Anything that you stepping into, do your homework and study where did it started from,
Right.
where it come from. And you may take in consideration to see what it's like
Right.
more than what you see what's in front of you and just jump and run with it.
You know, I've always told I told my son this. I said, look, let me tell you something. I said, tomorrow you can go to school and the teacher can ask you to go up on the board and write the answer to the question. You'll go up there and you'll write the answer down. Learn how to get to that answer, just in case it has to be broken down. Break it down.
Stage.
Right.
Building
exactly.
stage. They don't do that. They
Exactly.
just right to the point.
You know, and the same thing with guys and girls these days. You no more going home and I wonder what my mom gonna think about this young lady or my dad gonna think about this young man. They just go home now. Hey, mom, look, and then just go.
And you know, let's face it. Honestly, we're not knocking every
Right,
youth that's out there today. You know, we respect a lot of youth that there's a good portion of them that is going the same wave and field that we had came
Right,
up.
right.
But you had a majority because they see what's in front of them. They feel that's the way to go unless somebody take time to show them
Right.
what does it take.
Right.
That's what it's about.
Now, let me ask you this: being on radio,
Yes.
doing clubs,
Yes.
what do you find to be the difference in actually seeing them on the dance floor and actually being on the radio and in your mind knowing that somebody's really enjoying your music? What do you get the most gratification out of?
What I have learned once I got involved with radio, that how you program for listeners.
Right.
And then you you test certain songs that you may want to take to the clubs and feel it out to see how the audience take to it. And then there's some songs that I had took and put straight into the clubs I never touched on the radio.
Right.
But I learned how to separate one thing, because you may be recognized for certain songs that they hear all the time on the radio is by you,
Right.
and they may recognize certain songs that they hear when you in the club that nobody else plays. So you always learn how to. It's like saying, if you a person that plays sports, I always like to say play sports.
Right.
I used to play basketball.
Right.
If you learn how to play against that opponent, your style of playing against the opponent is not the same as you go play against the next opponent.
Right,
So that's the same thing. The way my tactics was for the radio, it was different from how it was for the clubs.
Right.
In selections and how presenting, how to play, that's the way I learned to do.
All right, let's do this. Let's take another break, go into some more archives,
Okay.
and dig up some more stuff, and we're gonna come back and talk to
I
Red
wonder
about
what
some
it's
other
going to
things.
be. I wonder what it's going to be.
You'll never know. We
But
got
that
a
last
crack
one, you
staff.
just hit me in the head with that one.
Oh, see, we got a crack staff in there. I'm not talking about a staff on crack. I'm talking about a crack staff that goes in the archives, get that miner's light and that shovel and dig up stuff. And then
He's doing a
they
boo
throw it
boo
up
on
there.
me, everybody. He's doing a boo boo on me.
We'll be right back. What's going on? Big Murph, Red Alerts in the building, FRP TV. We'll be right back.
Did not just play our music, he empowered us.
Here is a true tale, true tale, true tale.
Bad music, you need to do your history, you know what I'm saying, do your research and find out about Red Alert.
Red is a veteran. Red is like classic Reeboks or something. You know, he just been in the game for a long time. He opened up a lot of doors. He gave a lot of people careers and jobs, and you know what I'm saying? Just like everybody else, everybody that's in this generation of hip hop, you know, we grew up taping Red Alert on the radio. Like, it was work. Like, you had to stay up and know when Red was on, and stay up late and make sure you taped his joint so you could have the rest of the week to listen to that. And I did that, and I was a straight fan.
Yo, I can't take no more of this. I can't take no more of this. I can't take no, yo, check this out. What we gonna do? Go to the next video.
Here it is. Bam, bam, bam. You say, goddamn, this is a.
Yeah, I was about to. I was.
Now, the reason why I had my head turned around because I can't believe what they just faced. How you slip that up on me?
See, let me tell you something. See, I called my crack staff. I said, crack staff, Red Alert is coming up. Dig. And what they do is they got a gold shovel for you. They got a gold shovel, and it kind of moves different dirt. And when they move that dirt, they see gold.
Excuse me, everybody. Do you all see how dirty they treat me, man? You see how they just... Oh, man.
Wait.
Respect, man. Respect.
You know, but that's what we do. We got you know, because you do so much. So much footage is out there of you. Things you forget. Things you don't remember. It's like music out there. Like, I play Rare Soul, and then, you know, you play a song, somebody say, oh, my God, I ain't heard that song in 30 years. Or I didn't even know they made that song. That's what it's all about. It's about bringing to the forefront things that you forgot, you know. And again, it goes back to you being in this business for so long. You don't even remember half of the stuff that's out there about you.
It's hard to remember everything,
course.
you know, but I mean, I enjoyed it along the
Right.
way. You know, I mean, you just, in the moment, embrace it and go forth.
Right.
You know, just do it.
You know, during that break, I got a question. Somebody slipped me a question. I'm gonna ask you this question. They said it's a two-part question. They said you were a top-ranking basketball player who earned a full athletic scholarship to Hampton University. Do you ever regret leaving school to become a full-time DJ?
Nope. I mean, you know, it was great that I got to touch, you know, b-ball. Respect to my older brother. You know, two things I look up to. Once
Right.
again, if it wasn't the basketball, it was his collection of music, which
Right,
I got
right,
to
right.
this day.
Right.
But I know I was up against many others that was, you know, going into the line of, you know, the sports.
Right.
And I saw something that I grabbed on and I just built on it. You
Right,
know, I
right,
just never
right.
looked back.
Right. And let me see. It's another part to this question. If you were in the NBA, what team would you like to have played for?
Well, you always want to be in your home team.
course, of course.
That's what it is. And I hope they get better down the road.
Oh, man.
No, that's what it is. No, but that's the answer.
All right.
Didn't
And
it?
that question came from Estelle. She said she wanted to just find out about that because she do some research too.
Okay.
The other thing is, when and speaking on the hometown team, I think they got messed up when they started doing the Isaiah Thomas stuff, and then they just started, the hierarchy just went crazy. Anyway, that's another story. I'm a Nets fan too, but don't tell nobody. So we ain't never. Hey, I heard that out there. The crack staff just said, "Ooh, crack staff getting on me." Oh my God, I'm through.
On to the next one.
Yeah, on to the next one. You know what? But now we're in a new era.
Yes.
Where people like yourself, people like Reggie Wells, you get a chance to gravitate to local establishments and bring what you know up to the hometown people, and give them somewhere to go and hear the grown and sexy, to
Yes.
hear the mature music, and to understand that you're coming out to a mature environment and you're going to have a good time. No shenanigans, no hooligans, none of that stuff. What's it like now? I know back in the days, like the Justines and the Red Parrots and all those clubs. A lot of those the clubs are closed.
Right.
What do you see now happening in terms of venues?
I think that over the period of time, we had broken down the venues because a lot of lounges started coming around.
Right.
So a lot of lounges started coming around. People got more into the laid-back atmosphere
Right.
and being cozy, not going to the big venues like they used to.
Right.
And not only that, the big venues are being taken over by the next generation.
Right.
Now remember, keep in mind, before we was coming out, we was the shorties, and our elders was taking over the big venues.
Right.
Then we came in.
Right.
So now here come the next element that come
Right.
right behind us. Meanwhile, we fall back. We still want to get out on, but
Right.
we want to be in a different atmosphere. And that's
Right.
when the lounges start coming around, the little taverns around the neighborhood and
Right.
everything. And those are spots that we gravitate to.
Right.
Unless there's a special event
Right.
that bring all of us together, oh,
Right.
we look forward to that.
Right.
But we're not outgoing like we used to. We're
Right.
older now. We
Right.
established family oriented. We have responsibility. We have bills.
Right.
But we still want to hear that good old sound.
Right. And you want to do it amongst people that feel and love
And
the same
feel
thing you
good
do.
and can relate to the same matter
Right.
that you going through.
Right. Now looking at the overall world of, there's rap and there's hip hop.
Of course.
Looking at the overall
Rap is a
overall
part of the
world,
culture
right?
of
Of
hip-hop.
course it is. It's like I would say it's a hybrid brand. It's like it's not the culture anymore. Like hip hop was, you had the fashion, you had the b-boys, the b-girls, you had the break dancing, you had the graffiti, you had all that.
Yeah.
And now rap came along and it kind of changed things because you have people like, oh, F the police, oh, let's do that, let's, and I'm just saying that back in the days, we would hide the things we say. Like, for example, the record, Crystal Blue Persuasion, Cloud 9, we knew what that was, but now they're kind of like going raw with it now. What do you think, in terms of, and again, like you said, let everybody rock, it's a new era, but do you think back in the days that would have been able to fit in?
I feel that it could have always been a balance. And when I say could have been a balance, because remember, during our time coming up, even though we had our good old music, a sound of soul, funk, disco,
Right.
dance, right along with some pop and others, then you had some erotic stuff that was on the side that may have some profanity in
Right.
it. Or you may have some of them comedians that used to make some profound,
Right, right.
albums that
Right.
we used to listen to.
Red Fox, thank you, brother. No.
Yeah, Red Fox, Steve, Wild Man Steve, the list is long,
Right,
Dolomite,
right,
rest
right.
in peace.
Yeah, Dolomite,
But
yeah.
here it is, when the form of rap coming from the hip-hop culture
Right.
and it started to step up, here it is, the street elements came more and more out in the forefront.
Right.
So you start hearing a couple curse words in it.
Right.
Before you know it, now everybody feel they want to express more and more.
Right.
And then, what they always say that the gangster rap coming out west,
Right.
they did not live the lifestyle we live
Right.
in the East. So they go out speak and relate to what is it, how they
Right,
was
right,
moving.
right.
And along with it was a lot of profound, words.
Right.
And before you know it, it gravitate, and before it travel, that's like saying you have so much negativity that would draw faster than positivity.
Right.
When we was growing up, 3 o'clock, we on our way home. What we
Right.
always wanted to see? A fight going on.
Yeah.
Can't wait till 3 o'clock.
Can't
We gonna
wait.
fight.
Gonna fight, yeah.
We always gravitating. So that's
Right.
what it is. Once it got verbally across to not just the airways, but as far as in the streets,
Right.
everybody gravitate
Right,
to that,
right.
and that's where it escalates. Now, you still have some good music out
Right,
there,
right.
but you got to learn how to balance and don't be one-sided.
Right.
That's my way.
Right. And I've always been eclectic with music. I've always liked, I like Blue Eye Soul. I like some, jazz. And then even the music today, even though some in our age range, age bracket will say, oh, that's not music. This is that music. But then you got to understand, like you said, it's a new era, and people are now expressing themselves in a different way.
Right.
They're expressing themselves now in a way where it fits them.
Right.
We may not understand it, but they understand it, and that's how they communicate. Because not only do they sing that way or talk that way, but they associate with each other the same way.
Hey, put it this way. You get on the train nowadays. Now, remember, in the past, you wouldn't hear a soul saying one curse word.
Right.
But now, verbally, that kids is coming on the train so open and just speaking.
Right.
Because it been allowed.
Right.
And, it never got regulated
Right.
how to conduct yourself.
Right.
And not only that, but even in the past to today, kids is raising kids.
Right.
So you wasn't raised properly. You passing it on to the next agenda.
Exactly. Now, Red Alert. Where can we find you? When? And what's next for you?
Well, I still involved doing the radio, on WBLS in New York City.
Right.
I'm happy. I'm on in rotation with other DJs, do the after work mix during
Right.
the week. And I'll be on every Saturday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
Besides that, I always traveling around, doing gigs out of town as well as in the city. I always keep myself a month out to everybody,
Right, right.
if it's community
Right.
or just events, because, they say out of sight, out of mind. You got to keep your face out
Absolutely,
there,
absolutely.
And it feel good to
Absolutely.
walk these streets.
And bump into people like you say, well, oh, wow, you still do your thing. I remember when I think back in 1993, around that time, I was doing one of my shows, and I was doing it in front of Livingston's Productions on 131st Street and 7th. And somebody was walking by with flyers. I looked around. It was Hollywood. So Holly was doing flyers, and then I stopped him, and I said, you know what? We got to do an interview with you one day. So one day he came back, did an interview, tore it down, and then I saw him one day because there was J&J Records was on 124th Street, I think, in Lenox or 7th. And he was in there looking for some 12-inch.
Right.
And he saw me. He said, Murph, I just want to say thank you. I said, why? He said, because after that show, a lot of people didn't realize I was still doing my thing, and he started getting back on the map. Well, not on the map, but he started doing more regular
You
stuff.
have to keep your face out
Right.
there because, once again, we in a rapid world
Right.
where you've forgotten about.
It'll change.
Whatever is being acknowledged, unless you know how to stick them real
Right,
hard,
right.
it stay in their mind.
Right.
If not, it'll be forgotten about so quick. So I'm still involved. So anybody that want to be intrigued of what I'm doing, you can go log on to thecoolestlegend.com. That's cool with a K.
Right.
Thecoolestlegend.com. It have my bio. It have all my social media. It have all my visual. It have some of my audio of my mixes. And matter of fact, as the end of this month mark 5 years since the closing of Kiss FM.
Whoa. Oh, my God. Man, how time flies. I couldn't believe that when it happened. I couldn't believe that.
So, Griffin, this past Sunday and this coming Sunday, I have put up an hour of each one of the mix I had my final time on Kiss. It's called a thank you mix.
Wow.
So when I had put the first hour on this past Sunday, it's on Mixcloud. That's attached to my website,
Okay.
thecoolestlegend.com. And the next hour going to be on this coming Sunday. And also for booking arrangements, everybody want to book me for any events, or thecoolestlegend.com.
Right.
Everything all under one umbrella.
Okay, all right. Let's do this. Let's take another break. We're going to come back and talk to Red. We're going to talk about some of the legends that he looked up to, some of the people that he still look up to, and some of the people that today, who would Red actually go and pay to see if he had to go and see anybody? Who would he go see and pay to see? We'll be right back.
Cooling out, listening to my man, Cool DJ Red Alert on Kiss FM.
I'm DJ Enough. The guy who influenced me and who I wanted to be was the legendary Cool DJ Red Alert. I'm gonna be honest and frank with you guys. Without him, there'd be no Funkmaster Flex. There'd be no DJ Enough. There'd be no Big Dog Pitbulls. There'd be no heavy hitters. There wouldn't even be a Chris Lighty. There wouldn't even be a Violator Records. And that would affect so many people, so many artists from all over, from Queen Latifah to the whole entire Native Tongue family. I mean, we could just keep going on. Red Alert was the man, and he still is the man. Sweet, loved, honored, cherished, and if there's anybody that I love and want to talk about during Black History Month, it's gonna be Cool DJ Red Alert.
My daddy's name is Red Alert, and he plays on 98.7 Kiss. Believe that.
Wow, I'm sitting here looking at that, and I'm like, you know what? I swear, I thought enough was gonna cry. I was about to give him a tissue.
Big up to my man DJ No, but the reason I'm just right here smiling at. I'm sorry, excuse me, everybody. I'm just shaking my head. Here it is. Big up to my man DJ Enough, I appreciate that. But when I hear that last voice, my son.
Wow.
Oh man. There was different elements I used to use in my show on 98.7 Kiss. And I learned this from DJs before me.
Right.
And one of the elements was putting my son on the radio.
Okay.
Because I heard Ken Spiderweb did that with his kids.
Right.
And I remember being small when you always had like a young figure that either you heard or you looked at. Right. Remember when we was kids and you looked at Wonderama or Romper Room and you saw the kids on there and you be like, I want to be on there with them.
Right.
So when I put my son on there, I had so many little ones that say, I want to be on the radio like him.
Wow.
And now, I'm blessed to say that he's a proud father.
Wow. See, and you know what it all comes from? It comes from that good tree. They say apple don't fall far from the tree. You just have to have one of them strong trees, where the branches stick out and they're strong enough to hold on.
Right.
But a lot of times, you look back and you find a lot of people don't have that. And so back in the days, the community would help raise the community.
Right.
You would have people in the community who may not be up to no good, but they made sure that the kids that supposed to do what they're supposed to do, they made sure they did it. And I think that's what's missing. That's what's missing nowadays. You don't have that village anymore. The matriarchs. And I say what happened was, a lot of those are passing on. And what happens is we got younger people coming up and they're being competitive with their kids. They're becoming
Very
friends instead of parents.
Yeah, big time. And I'm very close with my sons.
Right.
And yes, I was father first.
Right.
But as they become adults, even though I'm still your father, we are equal now as adults.
Right.
So we have become the best of friends,
Right.
brothers,
Right.
as well as, father and son.
Right.
But it starts in the beginning of how you raise them and how they look up to you.
Right.
And then, now it's their turn
Right.
to pass on to the next set.
Right. Because, and like some people say, you can't be good friends you can't be best friends with your son, you can't be best friend with your kids. You can be everything to your kids because you're supposed to be first their parent, their mentor. Because I seen a lady walk down the street one day. She had a shirt on that said, F the world. So when she was walking with a kid, I said, now, if that kid read your shirt, what would you do to that kid? She said, I smacked the holy hell out of him. I said, well, why would you wear that shirt? Because this kid is now looking up to you as the mentor. So if mom can do it, it must be okay to do. And I'm telling you, some of these young minds, although they're quick to develop, they follow trends and trends that are set in their homes. So if mom is doing it, must be okay. If dad's doing it, must be okay.
You have to learn to be self-conscious of your movements or whatever you're doing. Now, nobody perfect.
Right.
Nobody perfect at all. But you got to keep in mind that if you're going forth for whatever you decide to do, keep in mind who is looking at you.
Right.
It don't even have to be the kids. It could be your peers.
Right.
It could be other family members or friends that, you influence them and they're far before you know that you have a collective all doing the same thing. You never know.
And that's interesting you say that because let's talk about people that watch what you do. How many times have you heard somebody say, wow, Red, I saw you the other day at a function, man, you doing your thing, or I heard you on the radio. It's like you never know who's watching, who's listening. That's why you always have to conduct yourself as in such, like you're in a glass and people are watching you, like that fish in a bowl. People watching you.
Big time. I mean, many a times, and I'm very grateful that I hear a lot of fellas, as well as ladies, who come to say, because of you, I became a DJ.
Right.
Because of you, that I became something else because how you learn to lead and how to present and how to conduct. They tell me all different things.
Right.
And another thing that was helpful, and I respect that I did for the past amount of years, I was always going around talking to kids in schools,
Right.
in public schools, junior high schools. I was going to the jail facilities, rehabilitation centers. I mean, anything as far from the younger ones or even to the elders, you know. And mainly for the younger ones that ripping later on in life, as they older and become adults,
Right.
some of them will come and say, I remember you came to my school.
Right, right.
Some of them wind up becoming professionals,
Right,
or
right,
executives,
right.
whatever it is. But,
Right.
you know, they keep that in mind.
Right.
So I'm glad that I got a chance to do that because it was done to me.
Right,
You know, people before me who I looked at you.
Exactly. One person at a time, man. You know, also, you know, today before we came up here, or actually as I came to do the show, you know, I saw you in the booth, you know, up here doing, knocking it down.
I was trying to slip some Mickey.
Yeah, I know. I heard. I was like,
Them
whoa.
good old sounds.
Yeah, you know, I ain't hear that in a long time. That's my song, you know. And you know, Franchise Record Pool is celebrating 25 years?
It is 20
20
plus.
years? 20 plus years. Wow.
20 plus,
Wow.
man. You know, big up to Franchise Record Pool. You know, I gotta give it up, you know, to my man Flav and my man Mr. Excitement and the rest of the staff
Right.
that they kept it going.
Yes.
And they went from vinyl to digital,
Yep.
and it's still, and go to show you that you learn to adjust.
Right.
But you keep the same standard.
Right,
And that's
right.
one thing that will make them who they are. And it's still more to go.
Right,
Because,
right.
you know, okay, big accomplishment
right.
for how many years, but that don't mean you finished. You
Right.
got more to go.
Got more to go.
Respect to them.
Exactly. So I also got to say, you know, big shouts to Darren, to Peter, Mr. Excitement, you know, Shine, a.k.a. Sherwin, but Shine. You know, I got to say thanks to everybody up here because, you know, they allowed me to come up here and bring what I do to the FRP TV audience and just take it further out, you know. And with the, I mean, you've seen the studios. It's a heck of a studio up here.
Well, you gotta
know.
look at it this way. Look how they extend from a record pool
Pool to a right.
to what it is right now.
Exactly.
It's all about growth.
Right,
You
right.
know, and it's, you never know down from here what's
Right.
next.
And I think in June they're going to celebrate that growth. You
Oh
know,
yeah, we're
so,
looking forward to it. You know,
Yeah,
June
man.
7th.
Yep.
You know, we're gonna have a shingding.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Gonna have fun.
Man, everybody's gonna be there, so you got to be there. And I'm gonna tell you, so just keep watching, and everything is gonna be put out there for you. Stay on the FRPLive.tv site or the FRP TV site, and it'll tell you because they're on Facebook, FRP TV. I think they're on Instagram as well as FRP TV. If I'm not mistaken, I'll get the full rundown as when we go to a break. If they say, Murph, you're wrong, it's FRP, you know, but we'll get it right. So that way, all you gotta do is log on. They'll tell you exactly when the big date's coming up, and of course, Red Alert's gonna be in the building. I think Funk Flex is gonna be in the building too, right?
Flex and
of course,
Flex and I host a lot of other people that's a part of the team. you
Yeah,
know.
man.
Man, we're looking forward to it.
I'm gonna be in the house too. We're gonna be there and listen, come on out and celebrate and just give thanks to, because Franchise Record Pool's been doing their things for 20 plus years. I've been a part of that record pool for a long time, baby. And I gotta say thanks for having me as a part of that. And now as part of the TV side, come on now.
You never know.
Can't ask for more. You know?
never know.
So let's do this. Let's go to another break, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna wrap it up with Red. He's gonna give you some more information and to where he's gonna be. And of course, you know, he's still doing his radio thing. And he also gave you information on how to book him, how to get him to come out to your events, and to find out where he's gonna be by going to his website. So let's take a break. We're live up here at FRP TV. Red Alert is still in the building. Big Murphy's in the building. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to After Empire, everybody. We are here with a legend, cool DJ Red Alert. We are so honored to have you here with us tonight. And one of the most wonderful things is you are a product of NYC. You grew up in Harlem, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Harlem, but I made my way into the Bronx, being involved with the hip-hop culture.
And you know, how has it been for you to watch it develop into this thing? I mean, no one could have ever envisioned back in the day that it would be this multi-billion-dollar
I look
industry.
at it this way. I contribute a lot, as well as I sing and witness a lot, and I feel I have more to offer to keep it going.
That is just incredible. So tell us, who were some of your influences when you were coming up?
Well, when I was coming up, I was checking out Kool Herc. And then after a while, I taught my cousin, the original DJ Jazzy J. He introduced me to Africa Bambaataa. I became part of the Almighty Universal Zulu Nation. And I just kept going from there. And later on, I got picked up by 98.7 KISS FM. That's no longer here, but I continue on in radio.
Right.
Yeah, you do. Hot 97 and 107.5.
And you've been in music videos galore. You've been name dropped in songs. I think probably the most famous one is Red Alert, take off your shirt, make sure it don't hit the dirt. What's it like for you when you hear those mentions of yourself in songs that are now just legendary parts of the hip hop community.
When you're involved with the moment of what's going on, you just keep going and look back and you say the body of work that you put in, you be like, wow, but you just encourage you to keep going.
Yeah.
So I say I have more to offer.
And it's got to be so cool that you are the only hip-hop DJ to be honored in a display at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland.
Yes, in
where
the
it's
radio
located.
section.
In the radio section,
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor to be in the display, the radio section, right along with people like Wolfman Jack and Frankie Crocker and Alan Free and many others.
All right, we'll
That
do
is
Red Alert.
incredible.
Amazing. We appreciate you being here with us. You're here till the end of the show. We're going to have you spinning for us as we continue
You know,
onward. Always great.
I don't even know what to say, man. But like I said, I'm blessed because, like I said, you know, in growing up, you know, listening to the music, listening to the DJs, listening to the radio personalities, listening to the on-air personalities, just so many things that you just never thought you'd be a part of or be able to sit down with the people that did that to just say thanks. So on air, I got to say to you, you know, with not just the lives that you know that you touch, but the lives that you don't know that you touch, including myself. And I always tell people, I said, you know, there wasn't always, you know, concrete down there. There had to be dirt. Somebody had to come across and say, oh, my God, this is killing my feet. I got to make sure that the next person that come by have an easier time going. I looked at Ralph McDaniels that for me. With
Uncle Ralph.
You know, so I always tell, I say Uncle Ralph, and then when I look at radio, I think of Vaughn Harper, you know. And of course, like the Frankie Crockers, you know, for some people. But there's always somebody, and I always say, pay homage to them while they're here. Let them smell the roses while they can still smell them. You know, so I want to say to you, man, my brother, I love you.
Thank you, man.
And thank you so much for everything, man. And continue doing what you do. Because we touch lives because we're on TV. See, I tell people we all have jobs, and I admire women who get up in the morning, get the kids together, go drop them off at school, then go to work, then come home, got to pick them up, then come home, cook, help them with their homework, and before you know it, it's not a whole lot of time.
They're the real workers. They're the real
yeah,
workers.
those are the people that should be honored, not us.
They are, and it's like they learn. It's like it's automatic.
Right.
No, I mean, so as a parent, yeah, as far as we do our great deeds.
Right.
With them moms, boy.
Man.
Them moms.
Tell me about it, man. So I say I look at them and they're inspiring too, and it's like, wow, if I could just, you know how people say, oh, if I hit the lotto, I'm gonna take care of this, I'm gonna buy this. Man, if I hit the lotto, I'd probably lose all my money, because not lose it, but I would probably give it away and make sure that the people that are struggling don't have to struggle no more.
You
man.
get your blessings behind it.
You know, and
that's
man,
what it
so.
is.
And I know it must have been a struggle for you, you know, because I mean, you know, them crates was heavy back in the days, man. You know,
kept me in shape.
Yeah, I know, right? Bodybuilder Red. Yo, how see? I never see him in the gym. Yeah, you see him carrying them crates though. You know.
You know, in the building I stay at, everybody knew that they could hear when I come in late night. I'll take them crates and line them up, and I push them right on down the hall. Even then, when I got from the crates into the cases, I do the same thing. Push them down the hall. Thank God I live on the first floor.
Wow. You know, and looking back and talking about crates and back in the days, you know, some of the DJs that you kind of admired and that you probably did things with, you know, during those days, and some of the people that, you know, along the way that's touched you, you know, in terms of what you do and may help you to make the change in your life to what it is that you do and become as great as you are at it.
Well, I got to say, I got to start. He's not a DJ, but it's my man Otis McCoy. He influenced me with the music and his equipment. And then me sneaking downtown, I was seeing the DJs such as Pete DJ Jones.
Oh, man.
The very first female DJ I ever saw was Becky DJ Jones.
Right.
And then you had DJ Plummer. You had Maboya. You had, rest in peace, Grandmaster Flowers.
Wow.
Then you had Charisma, also rest in peace. And then, you know, that was like downtown, sneaking to all the clubs, seeing them. But coming uptown on a Saturday night in the Bronx, seeing the sounds of Kool Herc.
Wow.
Seeing and hearing the sounds of Kool Herc, Coke LaRock, Little Timmy, the original DJ Clark Kent.
Right.
You know, so, you know, those are all the people that inspire me. And then my peers that was right before, breaking in before me, you know, I had to give it up to Grandmaster Flash. I had to give it up to my man, rest in peace, AJ, Disco King Mario, and a host of other different DJs. Where, you know, afterwards, my cousin introduced me to Africa Bambaataa. Wow. So, you know, it's like you learn how to go along the line.
Right. Today, if like there was an event and it was a certain person playing, who would, and you had to pay to see that, and you just say, you know what, I don't want to go in free. I would pay to see this person. Who would that be? As an artist?
As an artist, and today, man, it's great deal of artists, legendary artists that I don't mind seeing. It's like I can't think of. I love classic soul, classic R&B.
Oh, man.
So there's a great deal of them as far as the groups.
Right.
You know, as you know, I give respect to person like Charlie Wilson that show how
Yes.
relevant he can remain
Yes.
from his past
Yes.
where he at his present.
Right.
It's quite a few of them. It's
Right.
hard to say right off the top, but
Okay.
you know, I commend all of them.
Okay, and I know you have some DJs that you know they throwing down somewhere. You're like, I'm gonna be there because I got to come out and support.
Man, no, I mean, in a heartbeat, I would go and check out the sounds of my man, the Kid Capri, the
Right.
sounds of my man, DJ Jazzy Jeff. Respect to my man Flash that's still making it happen. A lot of people don't go to sleep on him, but you know, you got Grand Wizard Theodore, you
Right,
got
right.
got my cousin Jazzy, you got Grand Mix of this, and I'm not saying that because they my friends and my
Right,
peers,
right.
but I see how they still going.
Right,
You
right.
know, and respect to a lot of the dance DJs.
Right.
You know, Reggie Wells still touch the
doing his thing,
turntables.
right,
You know,
yeah.
Harry D still touch the turntable. Hollywood forever
Oh
command.
my God! Right, right,
Forever
right.
command. You know, I
Right.
just did some with Hollywood a couple of weeks ago for a Grandmaster Kaz birthday party. And I look at how like, damn. That's all you could do is just hear him and see what he's doing. You go to the stage, damn. I'm playing with this guy.
Right, 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 right.
You know? So blessing. And also my man, to me, he's a one-man show. My man, Love Bug Starsky.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know, as
Starsky.
well as the world famous Brucey B.
Right,
You know,
right,
there's
right.
a host of them, you know?
What keeps Red Alert going?
I think that hunger, that desire, that want, that being that open mind.
Right.
Because I relate to the music of today.
Right.
Now, that don't mean that I accept every single thing that they make.
Right.
But there are some very good, tasteful sounds
Right.
that I hear from various artists
Right.
that I would take in and play right along with the sounds that I can provide for the older crowd as well as for the younger crowd.
Right.
And learn how to balance it together. You know what I like to see? A room where you have a younger crowd and an older crowd all relating to the same event. There's certain places I may go out of town that, you know, they don't have much going on. So when an event go on, you have all generations come out.
Right.
So when you read that crowd, you learn how to play for a little bit everybody to relate to.
Right,
You
right.
know? So that's what I try to do.
Wow. Well, once again, like I said, man, it's nothing but love. And I've always said this, and I say this even when I do my radio show. I say, brothers have a hard time with telling another brother that I love you. But the first thing that happens if they come and have to view him, they'll say, "Oh man, if I had a few more moments with you, I would, tell you that I love you, man. I miss you, and I love you." I've always said, for some men, they feel like it's a feminist thing.
Yes.
They can't tell another man I love him. Oh, hey man, that cologne you got on, man, I like that, man. Where you get that from? And they associate that with the wrong thing. And I'm like this, man. If I love you, I'm gonna tell you I love you.
Right.
Because one day you're not there, and I don't have that chance to tell you. I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna tell you I love you.
Right.
I love everything that you've done to make it possible for people to do what they do. To hone their craft because of you showing them the way from how it's, with the carrying of the crates and the scratching the records and actually having to hear the sounds. And it's like now you can just press this and press that, and people don't even have to do the headphones anymore.
I love you just as
know?
well, my brother. And
So-
I'm gonna tell you some of the hardest cats I know coming up from the streets and from anything else. When they see me in the street, yo, Red, what's going on? Yo, I love you, man. And
Yeah,
I
man.
understand where they're coming
Absolutely.
from.
Absolutely.
So some may take it in the wrong way, but
Right.
I understand
Right.
where they're coming from,
Right.
and it being genuine.
Right,
You know,
right.
I mean, even when I see Black Rob, hey yo, Red, man, yo, Black, yo, Red, I love you, I love you. So I could relate to
Right,
that. I
right.
understand. I love everybody that's been supporting me throughout the years for what I've been doing.
Absolutely.
If you heard me one time, you heard me all the time.
Right.
I thank you. I love you just as well.
The one thing I've learned from hearing everybody talk about you, man, you've never changed. You've always been the same, man. And
I don't know
that's
no
a
other
beautiful
way,
thing.
man.
Exactly.
Give it up
Exactly.
to my grandparents. They provide good stock inside me.
Absolutely.
And when you coming from a Caribbean background,
Yeah, man.
you know their tradition is something else.
There you go.
So you gotta learn how to follow that.
You better, otherwise you're gonna get that whip.
Whip
I don't
ain't
mean
the
a car either.
Whip ain't the word, boy.
I gotta say this one more time. Give them the website, because if they want to book you, if they want to follow up on whatever it is that you're doing or know what you're doing, they can go to this website again.
TheCoolestLegend.com. That's cool with a K, everybody. TheCoolestLegend.com.
Well, you know what the well means at the end of this segment? It means that, well, it's that time. The clock says, Murph, you got to leave. You got to get out of here. You got to end the show because your time is up. For the show. For the show. Got to make that clear. You know, but I got to say once again, man, thank you so much for taking time out of, because you're a busy man, but you do have your priorities, and you make sure that you get to the people and get to the masses. And when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. It may not happen today, but it's going to happen. And
There's
I
a
appreciate
man
that.
by the name of Willie. Everybody knew him from up in Harlem. They had a place like Willie's Lounge and
Yeah,
Willie Burgers and
Willie
all
Burger,
that.
yep.
Him and his friend sat me down when I first started DJing. He said, yo, Red, I heard you starting to do your thing on the radio. Well, let me tell you something, man. Keep in mind, there's 24 hours in a day. If somebody want a couple minutes, you give it to them.
Give it
Ain't
to
going
them.
to hurt them.
That's right.
And I followed that ever since.
I got nothing else to say. Thank you all for tuning in. Join me every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on FRP TV. What's going on? I'm Murph. Once again, Red Alert. Thank you, man. I love you. Take our love
too,
back
man.
to the family,
Respect.
back to the friends, to the folk, to the radio station, to whatever it is that you're doing. Keep doing what you do. I'm Big Murph. I'm signing off. Big thanks to the crack staff up here, everybody up here at FRP TV. Don't forget, stay tuned. We're going to continue to tell you exactly what's going on and when that big day coming up. June 7th, right? For the
June
FRP,
7th,
for the
everybody.
franchise record pool, right?
Franchise and celebration. Tell
There
a
you
friend
go.
and tell a friend and tell a friend.
And come on out and have a good time, man. Everybody's going to be in the house.
Everybody.
Including you. We'll see you next week. But welcome to What's Going On Live. And I got to tell you all, it is a beautiful feeling to be live, to be coming to you guys. So this is live. Now, like I said, my first week, I had my special guest. I had my brother, Joe Suba, was in the building. Wait. I'm not worthy. Cut it out. I'm not worthy. You're working on some newer stuff. You got some stuff coming up. And I know you want to get that out there to the people. I hear the chat room, first of all, is crowded. And I want to talk to them. Look, they're in the building. What's up, guys? What's happening, man? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Hello. No, that's a great looking TV. That's how they just got ousted out. But after being there for 2-3 days, oh man, the best pizza I had in the world was from Afghanistan.
So Ray's Pizza is definitely off the
Oh man, that Afghanistan pizza was unbelievable.
I know Afghanistan